Okay, it is filming.
I'm gonna get cramped like that.
Right. Hopefully we are in focus.
If this whole thing is not in focus, I'm gonna kill you.
But it should be, because you know we know how to make films. We know what we're doing. But this is our little video of we're making a short film, and we need to film everything to do with the short film.
Yeah.
Because that's how.
I think it's better that we document it, because it's like,
yeah,
that's our journey.
And then everyone can see that we went mad making it, because making films is not easy. But I'm gonna write the title to the film. See if they can. It's called Ego.
Ego.
Ego. Yeah. We watched too much Stranger Things, and now we're just gonna copy that. But no, our film is about one girl. Well, there's two girls, and one witnesses the other one's death, but doesn't do anything to prevent it, and then gets haunted by her to the point of suicide, which is very cheery, very lovely. Don't know why we didn't do a comedy one.
No, that is comedy. Dying is comedy.
Yeah, you get that tragedy. That we can have that song in it, the tragedy.
Tragedy!
We can have that. But that's my next note on the page.
Maybe we should make it a musical. She just gets hit by the car and it's like, tragedy!
She starts singing. But slow-mo death. But no, that is the idea for it. We're just gonna talk about, because we've written it. It's all written. Don't worry about that. We know what we're doing. We're just talking about the scenes.
Yeah. We want to talk it through and make sure we have our ideas established.
Yeah. That's why we have this lovely notepad to write it down in.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. The two girls.
So we have Lily and we have Josie.
Yeah.
And they're kind of. Would you say they're like similar or opposite? Oh, sure. I'm not really sure how we would play it out.
Let's build up the emotional sentiment.
Yeah.
So it helps the audience kind of relate to the characters.
The whole thing about it is that Lily is the one that witnesses Josie's death, and we've
got to make it a little bit more tragic.
Yeah, but Lily wants to be the main character. That's why she doesn't tell anyone, because she thinks, oh, if my friend's gone missing, everyone's going to feel sorry for me. I'm going to be the main character in life.
So we could do it that they've been childhood best friends.
But that, like, Josie always shined at everything more.
Yeah.
She was always good at everything.
Like
she was
out
the
of the
pretty
two,
one.
Josie was like more prominent.
I'm writing that down. I'm not in this pen though. Oh shit. Little pen. If you can read my handwriting.
You've got a doctor's handwriting.
I'm afraid Josie is the more prominent one. But I think we need to show that in the very first scene.
Yeah.
Because my idea for, like, obviously the first scene in the film is them flying a kite and they're heading towards a tree, which the kite gets entangled in, which leads to Josie's death.
What does the kite represent?
I guess it kind of represents, like, the...
What do you want it to represent? That should be the question.
Like, how much...
Like, are you trying to signify the loss of Josie's innocence, so to speak?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, because it'll be...
Because
Josie is the one flying the kite, and that's kind of like showing she's the more important one, despite the whole film being about Lily.
It would actually show she's got control over the situation.
Yeah. Which is what Lily wants, which is why when Josie dies, she's like,
you could do it that like she lets go of the kite.
Yeah. And
so
then
she's losing that control.
And then it gets tangled in a tree, and Lily's like, get up that fucking tree and get it, that's my kite. And then she falls.
Mean, but
no, but
it's gonna be one of those like really subtle things. Like, are you gonna get that kite?
Are you gonna do it? Like, I'm gonna do it. You know, that's why we need to like the actors. We need good.
Isn't it called like gaslighting?
Yeah, that's it. We need to get actresses who are good at that.
Yeah. So. It's got to be subtle, but it's got to be in a way that's quite powerful as well. Because it's got to put across who's the more dominant one out of the two of them.
Just going to make sure we're both in shot, you know?
I think it would be good if we sort of... if we establish that Josie is very well off on her own.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't need her at all. She can quite happily go do her own
and I think that Lily knows that, and that's why when Josie dies, she's like, haha, you do need me because you're dead now and I'm not going to do anything about it because you know
we can,
need me.
With her death, we can show not only the lack of empathy, but also like, wait a minute, I can take control of this.
Yeah.
You know?
This
is something that I can control. And it will also show
her ego.
Her internal problems.
Yeah, and like her ego, which is the name of the film, so she's got a big ego.
And then as the film's going on and stuff, we can reveal more stuff about Lily.
Yeah.
And why Josie is the way that she is, and why she just desperately wanted that control.
Yeah. But then I think, so like the first scene, obviously they're with the kite heading toward, they're kind of like on a hill is what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's what I've written anyway. They're kind of like on a hill with just a single tree, because I think that's just a really nice shot, and it just shows this one thing, this one tree. If it hadn't been there, if it had been a different tree, she might not have died and the whole story hadn't happened. So it's just showing this, the importance of that tree. She like walks towards, they're like running towards it. There's going to be music. I do have a whole playlist of songs. We're just going to have to choose. We're just going to have to choose the right song. But I'm thinking In Between Days by The Cure for the opening.
Yeah.
Just because that song is, It's All About You, is really what they're saying. And the same with It's All About You by Edwyn Collins. That was another strong one because he's singing It's All About You. But it's just, and a really nice shot of the tree with like kind of silhouettes running towards it. And then as we slowly get closer to them, we can see who they are and the details of it. But then towards the I kind of want to have a very cool colour tone with the editing. Everything's going to be like a bluish hue and everything.
I think we should do it once Josie dies. We should dull out the colour.
Yeah, so it's very bright when she's there because she is a nice person.
It's very light sun and just really light colours. And obviously when she dies, it progressively gets darker and darker and darker.
But we have to remember that we are on a very limited budget, which is £0.
We are poor. We are very poor.
This is a school project kind of thingy. It's not even like part of a grade or anything. It's just like the film club were just like, do you want to make a film, and we'll have like a sharing.
Yeah, and they gave us a very small budget.
So which we're probably gonna spend on like
food.
Yeah. But we're gonna get I think for the actors
we put up the poster though, didn't we, for the actors?
Yeah, so we are going to have
we'll probably get
people
a bunch
auditioning.
Of theatre kids.
Yeah, it's going to be like a theatre kids, and they're going to come in and do this really dramatic thing, and they're going to go, oh no, she's dead. Oh no, oh that's a good thing. And
which is why we've spent half of the budget on a water gun, because I will spray them if they do that.
Yeah, but I think...
Because I think we need people who understand the simplicity, but at the same time the complexity of the characters.
I'm really basing it off super dark times, because like obviously that's an accidental death in that film, but like that film is very beautiful. Yeah. It is very pretty, like the whole aesthetic of it and just everything. I kind of want it to be like that, and that had a very low budget, obviously more than us, but it also had very limited characters. It was really only about the main two and Alison. And I think
less for the story that we want to deliver, the less amount of characters to have, the better.
Because most of the time,
it can help them attach to the girls.
It's just going to be Lily and Josie, because obviously Josie is going to be haunting Lily. She'll just be there, and there's going to be like the scene where they talk to each other when she's dead, and she's like, "Why didn't you do anything?" And then like Lily's like breaking down, being like, "I just wanted to have the control you had." And whatever.
It's not quite the control. It's just like I wanted to be you.
Yeah.
I wanted to be everything that you are. I want to be noticed when I walk into a room instead of you.
I think that's why we really need a strong actress for both of them. Yeah. Because one person that can portray the innocence and just the genuinely lovely person of Josie whilst having like a complicated character, because obviously no one's that nice, but then someone who can be Lily and have so many emotions and so many thoughts and get them all across in like our film like half an hour, 45 minutes.
It's got to be like subtle, like body language and stuff. Yeah. I think that's something we'll have to talk on when we.
And I do have an idea.
Get the actresses.
Yeah, I do have an idea of who's going to play, but I'm not going to say anything just in case she's very bad. But
if it's the girl I think you're talking about, I think she'd be very good.
Yeah, I think she would be. But yeah, and I was thinking like towards the end, obviously. She kills herself out of guilt, and then I didn't write this in the script, but this is what I'm imagining for the end, is her and Josie walking off together, like they're both dead now, so they both are equal.
Maybe we could subtly hint at the ambiguous feelings they have towards each other.
Yeah, like kind of, because you know, like in Super Dark Times, I always felt like they should have been together. I think we kind of go for the same thing. Yeah. And I really want a shot of just at the end them walking away down a long road together when they're both dead, with like a nice song playing over the top.
No, I think the last thing that Josie should say is to Lily is that it's okay. Yeah. I understand, or something.
Because I think then because if we're having her, because I don't want the audience to know whether she is a ghost haunting her or if this is Lily's imagination. So I would like them to think at the end, like, oh, was she genuinely there, like watching her and doing, or is this just Lily being crazy?
I think it'd be good to sort of juggle around with that idea.
Yeah. But I know we're gonna film this on a single camera.
It's not really gonna go very well.
But gosh, I can't breathe today.
She's gonna die of corona before we get this out.
But I think a lot of things on single cameras can be done really well as long as the camera is good. I just need to get a fucking tripod, and then the sets are good. But
no, maybe we can bribe Gary out of it.
We'll just go to the film teacher and we're like, I know it's like we haven't started school yet, but you know that film you told us to make, like we don't have all the stuff. Can we have a bigger budget, please? We spent it all on food. We spent it all on Tesco meal deals. But I spent it all on mugshot pasta that I haven't eaten. But yeah, that is.
I don't think he'll give us any more budget.
No, because it's out of his own pocket as well.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't part of a.
No, that's because our college are broke.
I think all schools are broke.
That's the UK.
Yeah.
Like, we're just poor.
But
you know, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Yeah.
But that's getting political. And we don't get political.
This pencil says all you need is less. No, that's true. You do need less.